Are we unmuted? We're live. We're live, baby.
Hello.
Wow.
In real life. Here on Hair of the Dog. Let's do this theme song since we just practiced it so much. In so much in depth. Sunday afternoon, your head is in a fog. You know we got the cure for what ails you. We'll pick and sing and laugh and drink. It's the Hair of the Dog coming at you.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
That worked, right? Cool.
Might be the most developed so far.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the best it's been, I
Sounded
think.
good to me.
We nailed episode 15. It took us 15.
Yeah, we did
tries,
really
just
well
about.
on like episode 12, I think. We did a pretty good job. And then the last two, we just totally blew it. So
So, yeah,
we're back on
hey.
top. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Nice.
Got it.
Thanks for giving us the good mojo to
All right.
nail it.
So this is the Hair of the Dog show. We do this every Sunday, hosted by Jacob, that's me,
Oh.
and Alice,
Hi.
that's you.
And Poncho, we
and
can't-
Poncho.
Yes.
And our special guests this week are Arturo and Aubrey
Hello.
of the band Night Lotus.
Hello.
Thank y'all for coming on and hanging out with
Thank
us.
you for
honor being
having
here.
us.
Spending your Sunday afternoon with us.
Oh, yes.
We're excited to be here. Thank you.
How's y'all's weekend been? What have y'all been up to?
You know,
Shoot.
living and surviving. I think that's the best that we could say.
That's
I
like
mean-
the standard answer these
Yeah.
days.
I can't complain. So
I will advise, like, if you haven't had the flu shot in over a decade, don't get it. Because I got it for free at work. And,
And you got the flu?
It's costing me now.
Yeah.
he's having like a side effect, like
Right.
because
Yeah.
I mean, when you don't have, the vaccine for so long, you're introducing the dormant or not dormant, but it's supposed to be the dead virus.
Yeah.
But it still can make you kind
Right.
of feel sick. So
Feels
I
great.
haven't gotten a flu shot in a while, and like every time I do get a flu shot, it seems like I get the flu that year,
Yeah.
and it's terrible. And when I don't get the flu shot, I don't get the flu. Now that's purely anecdotal. I am not a scientist. I am not here to advise anyone.
We're not here for conspiracies,
on
but honestly,
CDC,
it
listen
feels
up.
like
But that has been my general experience. It seems like. So I haven't gotten one. I haven't gotten a flu shot in a while.
yeah, I think it's been a few years for me. I just kind of keep my hands clean and try not to lick doorknobs.
Yeah, I mean that can be pretty difficult not to do. I know, but
It just looks so tasty.
I know.
Like,
Sometimes.
especially
I
like
can't
you can see the condensation off the doorknob. You're like, ooh, wait.
Stop.
well, where'd our co-host run off to? Poncho,
He said there's new people here.
Poncho, get out of the kitchen. Come on, Poncho.
So they
he
must be
likes the
cooking in there.
grease.
So like I said, we are here at Six Springs Tavern. So we played our little theme song, but I always like to open with Dance or Fight too. Could we play Dance or Fight
Oh,
real
that's
quick?
our favorite, please.
It's just a fun one. Poncho, come here. Come lay down.
Huh?
Come
You're
on.
supposed to be on TV right now, bud.
Oh, am I
You have a
supposed to?
contract.
Can I?
Lay down. Good boy. All right, here we go. Oh,
Here we go.
a two. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just wanna get high and sing my song.
Sing my song.
I hope someone out there will sing along.
Sing along.
Y'all can dance, you can fight, cuss and drink all day and night. But I just wanna get high and sing my song.
Sing my song.
Lately, this whole world seems mighty complicated. A lot of folks are angry and more are just jaded. It gets hard keeping up with news and social expectations. And I just want to sing my heart and enjoy some libations. I said, I just want to get high and sing my song.
Sing my song!
And I hope someone out there will sing along.
Sing along!
Well, y'all can dance, you can fight, cuss and drink all day night, but I just want to get high and sing my song. Woo! Well, we can't go back to the way things used to be. We can anywhere we think we want to go. Oh, brother, you do you and I'll do me. A little love and we can all be free. I said live, let live so we can all die in peace. Good grief, I said I just want to get high and sing my song.
Sing my song.
And I hope someone out there will sing along.
Sing along.
Yeah, y'all can dance or you can fight, piss and drink all damn night. But I just want to get high and sing my song. And I said I just want to get high and sing my song.
Sing my song.
Well, I hope someone out there will sing along.
Sing along.
Y'all can dance or you can fight, piss and drink all goddamn night. But I just want to get high and sing my song.
I love that song.
Oh.
That's my favorite, dude.
Thanks for the backup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of hard to contain ourselves.
One of the best call and response we've had yet. So
Yeah, that was
y'all watching.
perfect execution.
Next time y'all
Thank
hear
you.
it, I better hear y'all shouting out
Yeah,
there.
we'll have to like post this as a tutorial
Yeah.
video. Like,
I'll never
yes.
forget the first
This
time.
is the right way to sing it.
Right. I'll never forget the first time like we actually saw y'all play, and y'all were playing that song, and from across. I mean, we were
It
in
was
a
a
field.
Oktober Fest.
Yeah, it's the-
October, yeah.
And we were from across the field. Like we came. It drew us in, and we were standing there listening, and that's when it started for us, where we were like, sing my song.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
we can't miss it each time.
Because that's
so.
how it is on the recording too.
Really?
Yeah, or just in the very last chorus, and there's like gang vocals,
Oh,
and
it's
it does
amazing.
it exactly the way y'all just did it,
That's
and
one of
like
my favorites.
emphasizes fight also, like it doubles fight, and then it does the call and response on the other things. So
Oh, yeah.
y'all nailed it.
It's a good one.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well,
Good job.
thanks.
It just might be that I listen to that on YouTube every once in a while. I don't know.
Nice.
I'm not sure.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, we'll talk and stuff and get into deeper introductions and whatnot, but I think a nice way to introduce on such a musical show as this is to play us a song,
Yeah.
Okay.
if y'all wouldn't mind.
Yeah, we can do what's it called?
Okay. So we have a whole bunch of not a whole bunch, but Artie and I have kind of written a few new songs that we haven't really debuted. This one I think y'all might have heard when we do open mic at the FOE. But yeah, this one I think we're gonna call it All on My Own. It's not even titled yet, so.
Awesome. I feel so privileged.
Thank you.
I've waited all this time, waited all my life for something I don't know what is to come. Every second lost, minutes down the drain, still standing here for what is it again? It has to be your year, it must be your month, it'll happen to you, just you wait and see. Well, hold on real quick, I've got a question here. Tell me again, what am I waiting for? So why am I waiting when the world keeps turning and I'm still standing here? Why am I waiting when the world is turning and I'm still standing here? Same old spot, still waiting for this thing that never comes. Why am I waiting and why am I here? Oh, when you go, don't shut the door. I hope you find what you're looking for, 'cause I'll be right here Don't worry, dear, it'll happen to you. Just you wait and see, 'cause you've made it all your life, and this is what you're made for. You'll get what you need, that I'm for sure. Why am I waiting when the world keeps turning and I'm still standing here? But I'm glad that I waited. Oh, everything I need is standing here. Same old spot, and it all seems to be falling into place. I'm glad that I waited, and I'm glad that I'm here. All on my own, 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 all on my own. And I'm glad that I'm here. It is very new.
It's wonderful. So that's a new one. How long ago did you all actually write that?
So we wrote it and then put it away, and then months later we just were like, let's finish it. So probably 6 months, I guess. 6 months ago is when it started, and it started in a moment of total frustration in life. And it's like, you know, and certain things are like things that people have said to me, oh, it's got to be your year, it's gonna be your month, like it's gonna happen, like just be patient. And like anybody who knows me, I have a problem with patience. Like if it is not instant, like, which I'm getting better. And then we had some very exciting news that to happen to us, and we're expecting in April. And so, thank you. And so from there, we came in with the second half, and it was like, it was a very much like personal epiphany moment for me.
Wow, I'm glad I waited.
Yeah, because I mean, ultimately, it
You
was
know,
like,
sometimes like when you see things that aren't really like working out for you, you think like everything's against you, and like the reality is like, just like flowers, they'll bloom whenever it's time. You can't just force it.
can't rush it. Can't rush it.
That's
It'll
very
happen when
true.
it needs to happen. So, yeah, that's
nice.
the inspiration really behind that one.
Yeah, it's got a nice message. Do y'all write together?
Yes. Sometimes he'll be like doodling, and I'll be like, oh, I like the way that sounds, and like all of a sudden it'll come to me, or he'll even have like some words and not a melody or something, and he's like, I'm kind of digging this, and that's when our heads come together and we create the song.
You just kind of bounce ideas back and forth, and
Yeah.
that's very cool.
Like a good example of that would be Back Off, because like I had literally the hook. I was like, oh, I know, you know, Back Off. You know, that would be hard as hell.
Yeah, and I came in
That was
I
just-
came in with the verses, and like it's basically just like describing, like I like to say it's when you're having a bad day and like everything is on your, like getting on your nerves, and you're like, dude, don't try me.
Yeah.
Like don't
Yeah.
just back off. So
Hell yeah. Well, y'all want to do another song?
absolutely. Do you want to do an old one or a new one?
It's up to
Do you want to hear Back Off, since we were talking about Back Off?
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm not doing the solo, but
No, we'll just go straight into. Okay. Ain't got no regrets. I've had my bad days. I wake up, I work, you know we are all the same. Got much time, so don't stand in my way. afford a dime. Back off. Hear what I say, you're on my time now. Say it once, won't tell you twice. I'm not the one to play. Can be sweet, but I pack the heat. One taste on your lips and it will haunt you in your sleep. So back off. I'm tired of this town. I'm tired of running round and you let me down. Back off. The 9 to 5 that you were mine and I can't afford a dime. Back off. Tired of this town. Tired of running round and you let me down. Back off. The 9 to 5 that you were mine and I can't afford a dime. Back off. Just when you thought that you got away, hand on your heels, breath on your neck, or your price to pay. Won't take no, so what do you say? And when I'm done, we've just begun. Oh, you better pray. So back off. Tired of this town, tired of running round and you let me down. Back off. The 9 to 5 that you were mine and I can't afford a dime. Back off. Tired of this town, tired of running round and you let me down. Back off. The 9 to 5 that you were mine and I can't afford a dime. Back off. Very high energy song.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Thank you.
I like it. It's got a lot of attitude.
Sassy.
Yeah, very sassy. That's good.
While you're doing that one, I had a bunch of questions flood into my mind, so I'll try to probably take them one at a time.
Yes, yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think I want to start with asking y'all about y'all's band, Night Lotus. I just want to hear more about that, like when y'all got started, how it's formed,
Hell
what
yeah.
y'all are up to. And all
Okay,
those
so
kinds
I'll
of
give you the
things.
origin, like like Wolverine origin story. All right, so we got married and we were talking about starting a band, but we really didn't know when, why, and how. And so we go to Louisiana for our honeymoon, right?
New Orleans, to be specific. And
New
if you haven't
Orleans.
gone, y'all have to go. NOLA is so
one
much fun.
afternoon in New
Oh,
Orleans.
you gotta spend some time.
But we packed a lot into that afternoon, and it was fun.
But yeah, so the conception of the inspiration definitely happened over the honeymoon.
Like shit you not, we're in the crowd, listening to this local band just like do their thing, you know, and they're playing "Do What You Want," and we're just like, yeah, that shit hits hard as hell. And out of nowhere, corner of my eye, I saw a dude in a really bright white shirt, and so I look over, and his shirt says "Start that damn band," and I was like, bro,
That's a pretty clear message. Right
Here's
there.
your sign.
I was like, yeah, we will. So we got back. We called our friends. It was at the time, well, they're still our friends, but at the time it was Mason and then Calvin as our bassist, and we were like, yo, get up to the house at this time. We're gonna make something happen, and that's how it started.
Nice.
Yeah.
When was that?
Back in
2018 is the year we got
2018,
married.
our first show was January.
So we
11th?
formed it at the end of 2018. Our first show that we played was 2019.
Okay.
So we are coming up on
5 years.
5 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
exciting. It's fun to think about it. Like when you have a good time and you enjoying what you're doing, it's easy to lose track of time. So it's neat to think that we've been doing this for that long
Yeah.
and
Did
hope
your-
to continue.
It
Did your
still
question
feels
also
fresh.
include like which members came out and which ones are still?
Yeah, anything that you want to share about the
Okay,
band?
shoot. Well, Mason moved out of town, so he had to leave. And then we had Yoli as a drummer, and then she said she was gonna start her own band.
Which is the Yolanda Cruz of the
Yes.
Daydreamers.
Big fans.
And she did start with us, and then she told us, well, I've got this side project that I'm really wanting to pursue.
She was like, I hope you don't hate
And
me. And
there
I was
be-
like, no, please go.
And look at her now.
They're
She's
killing
just
it, yeah.
flourishing.
Wonderful.
So she was our first drummer. And then from there, we actually had my brother come in and play drums with us for a little bit. And his name is Jerry. And then his wife got pregnant with twins. And so he called me in pieces and told me, my life's over. And I was like, oh.
Beginning.
Yeah. And so I told him, I was like, well, I think that's completely understandable. You know, go be with your family.
Yeah.
And then I actually went to college with Shay, which is our current drummer now. She's Shay Scott. And she has a history in drumline and marching. And she's just fantastic. And I had known her through school when we went to Richland, and we were down a drummer. And we were like, oh my gosh, what do we do? And so Artie had the idea. He was like, why don't you call your friend from school?
Yeah.
And so we called her, and she's been with us ever since.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Johnny, King Johnny Andrews. And he just kind of fell into our lap. And he is...
His girlfriend, Silk, she went to school with me. And so she wanted a tattoo for cheap. So I'm not trying
Shameless
to plug
plug.
myself in. But I was doing tattoos for cheap. And she like, oh, yeah, my boyfriend plays guitar. And I was like, oh, shit. You should bring his
Bring him
guitar over.
over.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And
And-
so he stuck, dude. Like,
ever since. So
first riff he threw at me, I was like, will you marry me, bro?
he definitely brings in a lot of like shredder vibes, and like he brings in, I mean, a lot of the new material we plan to like work on and release next year is gonna have a lot of like more metal shredding, like fast fingers is what I like to call it, like and so I mean I'm so looking forward to like watching the band evolve.
Yeah.
And definitely what everyone can bring to the table together.
Y'all are so fun. Y'all's shows are just like, it's like, I mean, it's more than party music, obviously, but like that's kind of the vibe I get from y'all's shows. Is it's always just like super fun
Yeah.
and upbeat and just like.
I'll take it.
High energy.
Yeah,
just, like,
I always
gonna have a
really
good
really
time.
enjoy it. Like yeah, it always
Yeah.
like I feel good. This is
Appreciate
just
you.
good feeling music, you
That's a
know.
fantastic
and,
compliment.
I really enjoy it.
Thank you. Well, we definitely enjoy coming and watching y'all play. Like, I mean, you definitely started the show off with my personal favorite, which is one of your higher energy songs. That makes sense, I guess. But yeah, I always have a good time. Like,
We're also just a generally high energy
Yeah.
act as well, you know. So I think there's some kinship perhaps because I
Absolutely.
grew up like into punk and
Yes.
you know, that sort of stuff, and so I think that definitely I always appreciate, you know, like I like slow sad stuff too. It's fine. It depends, you know, but like I
the mood.
definitely enjoy just like all right, some stomping music or something, you know, or some dancing music. Hi, Pancho. Are you adventuring? Huh?
He's talking to his people.
Yeah, you're all over the place today.
Socializing.
He's just having fun.
Well, you want to play another song, dear?
Yeah. Play. Keep the energy high.
Sure. Why not?
What should we do?
How about Any Old Night in Galveston?
Okay.
I think Back Off kind of made me think of this song because it's got some
Similar themes.
Galveston is a good place. We've definitely had a few fun times down there.
Now, is it fun times as in, that was a fun time? Or it was like, that was a fun time?
You know, sunburn, I can definitely relate. We're like, yeah, I had a
She
good
got
time.
it on the first night.
oh gosh,
Sunscreen even in overcast skies.
always. Yeah.
And it was like, we were supposed to have a whole weekend there. And I was like, now what?
He was so miserable. But yeah, no,
Just in
I
the
learned that
hotel
lesson.
room, like, dude, what are we doing?
Well, it's
We
an
went
interesting place, and I was
lessons.
yeah, I went there a bunch as a kid. It was like one of our main like family vacation spots, I guess. And then I've just been a lot ever since, and it's always an interesting time. I do enjoy it, and I've got a lot of love for it, but it's like always messed up, you know. It's
Yeah.
always a screwed up situation or something goes wrong,
Just gotta make
or,
the
you
best
know,
of what you can do out of those moments too. You know.
That's true. Well, in this case, I wrote this song
Yeah.
about it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Years later.
It's called Any Old Night in Galveston. It's a brand. It's probably the newest one that
Yeah.
we've been performing.
Still working
We
on
like
my
new
parts
music.
on it. They're
Yeah,
a
it's
little dirty,
So that's
but
okay.
it's
coming
a
together, though.
dirty town.
Dirty song
a
about a
beautiful
dirty
town.
place.
I was gonna say
Oh,
dirty like the
yeah.
water.
Yes. All right. Go, man, and jump into the ocean. I ain't gonna swim out after you. I was brought here under false pretenses. Right now, I don't give a damn what you do. Well, I'm sorry if that seems a bit cold. But I've been up all night and sick from that bad seafood bowl, drinking buckets of rum, not having no fun, wishing I had just stayed my ass back home. Come on, man, and dive into the ocean. Crabs and fishes sure do have a view. I came along 'cause I wanted to see the ocean. But this shit you got me in here, it just ain't cool. Well, these coastal Texas towns do have their charms. Stories such as this one always go over well. Between thread being down, run over or stab. I was just the same seeing you in hell. Go on, man, and dive into the ocean. I ain't about to risk my hide for you. That dark and dirty water might sure change your outlook, but who am I to tell you what to do? So go on, man, and dive into the ocean. I've come as far as I'm willing to go. Well, we all meet our end. You might have been my friend, but I guess that I just know something you don't. Well, I guess that I've learned something you just won't.
Forgot the key change there.
Thank you.
y'all.
Beautiful.
I think that sounded great.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that key change. That's the only song that, of original of ours that we would do the you know, the cheesy key change at the end. And
I think it sounds good. Do we have a key change in one of our songs?
Oh.
In the self-love song?
Yeah, the self-love song.
I think we have one too.
I mean, it works. You know, a lot of country western songs have key changes.
yeah, it's
like-
really it's like, and it'll be like in the last iteration or something. Like that one's pretty much like the same format as like Amarillo by Morning, kind of,
Right.
you know, in that way.
the-
I like it when
which-
it goes down though. There's like Conway Twitty, he'll go down at the
Okay.
end instead of up, and that's an interesting
Gonna
way
make
to
me
do it.
study some more country music.
There's a lot of interesting stuff in there, you know, like, well, you know, things that are subtle or whatever, but I think we probably have others that like go in between keys,
Yeah.
you know, but that's where it's like, all right, we're going up a key, here we go, you know, that's the only one, so it still catches us by surprise a little bit.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, this is a pretty open forum here.
Okay. Well, I just to be respectful, since you asked like how long we've been playing, how long have y'all been playing? How long have y'all been a group?
We've been playing together for almost 3 years.
All right.
We formed the band, Jacob Price Zaz and the Loose Ends. We formed that band basically in January of 2021. Yeah.
2 years.
And you know, I had been playing a lot for a long time before that, doing different stuff, and
like a prog
Yeah, prog,
thing.
pop,
Prog?
indie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh
and-
yeah, y'all check out Science for Giants.
Yeah, I had a project called Science for Giants for a long time, and I released a lot of music as that. And but yeah, over the course of 2020, at some point, kind of fell in love with country music and was like, you know what, let's do that. And she started playing fiddle.
Well, you
and
found it was like in your roots, or like you had pushed it away through like punk and stuff.
yeah, I
Not to
realized
tell your story,
I
but
realized I had the tools for it. And I didn't think I
Yeah.
had the tools for a long time, and I didn't really understand it. And then it just kind of clicked, and I was like, oh, this is just my life.
Yeah.
Like, I can just write about
And it comes naturally.
my life, and yeah, I can, and it just, so I just started writing a whole bunch of songs, kind of all at one time, and we put the band came together super easily, kind of like y'all's description, you know, we just like, I just called a couple friends, and they all said yes, and before we knew it,
Let's
we had
do
a
it.
badass band, you know, and
in part like from me starting to play fiddle around that time in well, it was like December 25th, 2020.
Wait, so you're that young on fiddle too?
Yeah.
yeah,
I
she's
started,
been
I've been playing for it'll be
almost
3
3
years December, yeah.
That's very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Wait. What about the banjo though?
A little later. Yeah. It was like the summer after that. So 2021.
Dang.
That's when I started playing banjo.
So what inspired you to pick up those instruments?
Well, I bought a fiddle in 2014, I
Something like
guess,
that.
something like that. Didn't touch it. I sat on it like an egg. Didn't do anything with it. And then, you know, nobody was getting together for Christmas that fateful year, and so we just stayed at home and it's like, well, let's play some Willie Nelson. This is in G, you know your scales. And I was like, oh, wait, I can't stop doing this now.
And then you fell in love.
And then, you know, he had all these songs, or was working on these songs that kind of I was able to play along with, and so that's...
And the banjo was always in your life, but you never played it. It was in your attic all your life.
In the
It
attic,
was your
yep.
father's banjo.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, we got him to pull it down and took it home. And it just sat, too. I would pick at it a little bit, and it was just kind of... We have a very musical household. We had a studio, and it was just... So there, you know, just any instrument that we would make its home there, you know, and,
Yeah.
you know, get pulled out for recording at some point, you know. Be like, oh, you
Yeah.
need a banjo? We have a banjo. It's over there. Go get it, you know. And so eventually, yeah, pulled that out. And
Heck yeah.
the
Well,
rest
that's
is
neat.
history.
Absolutely. That's neat.
It's been a fun
Just-
ride.
Like, you're talking about, it's like, not rushing it, or just like when the time is right, or like
Right.
a flower blooms when it needs to, and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
No. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, knowing what I know of y'all, like I couldn't see like y'all without the country music and the country vibe. That's why I was like Prague, like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
other sides and
Yeah.
and that and y'all mesh so beautifully like in your instruments whenever you are on the violin or playing the banjo. Like it's like y'all have been doing it for you.
Yeah,
Like
I had the impression y'all were like doing this for a while when we first met. Thought y'all were like veterans of 10 years or some shit like that.
And
So-
when was that October even?
we were
That was
very
last year.
impressed.
Aw,
Very
thank
impressed.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
So we were
it's-
like a year in.
Yeah, a year and a half in at that point, I guess.
Dang.
And yeah, like even if you listen to my old stuff, you know, it's like I sang it very straight too, and I don't know, it's totally different. And then yeah, I guess when that point of discovery came, it was like yeah, it was just felt so obvious. It was like oh,
Right.
you know, this is
You
this is
fell
where
in
I'm
love
from.
with country,
This is
but it fell in love with you.
yeah. It chose me, I guess.
Rightfully so. Y'all do it so well.
Well, thank you. Well, y'all got another song for us?
Of course.
Well, let's hear something.
You want to bring it down a little bit, or? Okay.
Hell yeah.
So we'll play another newbie. This one is like kind of eerie, is the best way that I can describe it. Ring around the roses. Life is what you possess. It's in you. You see through hearts what deceives you. consume, demand concrete wasteland. It will all make sense in the future. You feel it, can't see it. Inhale and breathe it. Dreaming, always reaching, almost pull, push, withstand, not as you planned, thinking, always wondering, also consume, demand concrete wasteland. Ring around the roses. Life is what you possess. Ring around the roses.
I'm about to go off to dreamland.
Very like whimsical.
It's comforting. A little spooky, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is spooky season after all, officially.
Good day to
Yes.
debut it.
No, that's beautiful. I really love the melody. I love the little half step down melody.
Thank
Is
you.
it just like kind of great? I feel it in my spine. I guess.
It's very, like,
da-da-da.
Yeah, eerie is the best
Yeah.
way that I could describe it. Like Artie and I have this this inside joke. When we lived out in Melissa, we had a house out there, and we're just really goofy people, just naturally really silly. And I would run through the house and be creepy, 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 scatty, scatty, scatty. And so, like, whenever we wrote this, I was like, ooh, creepy, creepy, scatty, scatty. So, but I think it's really cool too. Like, definitely very different from a lot of the stuff that we've written.
It is. Yeah.
So it's a good kind of taste of
We kind of like not having borders on our genre. Like,
right.
that.
Normal
feel that for
bands
sure.
really love being like, well, we're metal and that's all we play. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I'm pretty sure you go home and listen to other stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's like I call us a country band, but we do a lot of stuff that, and some people be like, that's not country or whatever. You know, I'm like, whatever.
think
It's just
rock and
easy to
bluegrass.
call it country or whatever, and that's
Yeah.
how I like to think of it. But obviously, there's and pretty much all the bands I love, definitely.
genres.
Yeah, they're in
Flexible.
all this different territory.
We're genre bending.
Exactly. Yeah. Genre is like.
It's a new style of Avatar. It's when you get fire, earth, and wind,
And water.
Oh yeah.
Now you're genre
If you
bending.
can get some folk meets new metal
Yes.
meets, with some industrial or something, then
I wanna
okay,
hear
you're-
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Things that you
Okay.
don't think could work.
juggernaut song right there.
I mean,
Yeah.
You said that was the debut of that song?
that was the
Yes.
first time we've ever played that.
That was
Wow.
wonderful.
I didn't
Thank
want to
you
let
so
that go.
much for
miss.
sharing
And
that
it's
with us.
not titled either. Like some of this stuff is so
That's not.
new. Like,
It'll make sense in the future, though. Krista,
Do y'all write kind of constantly? Do you have does it kind of come in waves, or
Bro,
y'all
like,
have a
on
really
the-
He is
on the
constant.
You're
on the real, like, if I
He's
don't have
constant.
any earbuds in my head at work,
uh-huh.
I'll just start rhyming, and I like have to write it down.
Yeah.
What was it last week? Onomatopoeia. I don't wanna be a.
Yeah.
He came home and he was like, onomatopoeia, I don't want to be a. And I was like, what do you want to do with that, love?
I don't know. I just can't get it out of my head.
But yeah.
It needed to exist in that.
And it did, and maybe, you never know, we might put it in something. Not in anything yet, but.
I'll find that too. Like my day job is delivering food, and so I'll have the radio on some, and sometimes I'll just turn it off. I don't usually like listen to Spotify or anything because I'm in and out of the car all the time, and so
that
connecting to the
wouldn't
Bluetooth and getting my notifications and just kind of gets complicated.
Right.
And so I just listen to the radio, which is also like I feel like it's good like market research or something, or just it's nice to know.
More people should listen to the radio.
I think so too. The radio is great. There's some great stations around here. I listen to the Range pretty exclusively these days, and but sometimes it sucks, and there's a song I hate, or something, or a commercial that I hate, or or it just cuts out. It's kind of, or I'll be in Mesquite. It doesn't work in Mesquite at all.
It's the station is in Mesquite, right?
No, it used to be in Dallas. Now they broadcast from Allen, but it still just
I don't know where I
doesn't
was
work in
thinking.
Mesquite. You cross into Mesquite, and that radio station just goes dead. Basically,
which one?
It's wild. The Range.
Okay.
It's like the Texas, country station. It's independently owned. Anyway, for all these reasons, from time to time, I'll just end up, turning it down off completely. Or if the weather's nice, I'm driving around with the windows down, and
Right.
so then, my brain starts spinning too. And usually there's at least one thing a day where I'm like, oh, I got to write that down, And then about half the time, it turns into a whole song or a big chunk of a song, and so, and I just pull over and
I find it
write it down.
sometimes like if I don't just write it down, and I'm like, oh, I'll remember it later. I'm like, you won't remember it, bro.
I've lost some really good stuff thinking,
You-
I'll remember that.
You
and
gotta
then-
have a pen and paper in the car.
And sometimes I'll go back and be like, I can't figure out what. I'll know that I had a great melody and rhythm for it too, but I didn't record it, and I just wrote it
voice
down.
Wait,
Recording.
And
do
so
you voice
sometimes
record the melodies too?
Not really ever, but I should because
You should.
sometimes I forget them,
Because
But
I have a
was
whole
gonna say-
folder.
then going back
Right.
through those is so daunting, though.
He has got some fun, like it's good, but it's so funny sometimes because like he works in he's a welder, so his work environment is always very very just loud banging like metal, like
Right.
which is the
Sounds like a
opposite.
Ministry album.
Yeah, and then he will come home and be like, hey, listen to this. I had this idea today. And he'll like click it on, and it's like machine like banging in the background, and you hear him, and he's like, ooh, yeah. Like he's like singing, and it's good. Like it's some of the best stuff comes from that. But I can't help but giggle. Like I'm just like, what do your coworkers think? Like like and sometimes it sounds like that.
Yeah.
Like it's not always just vocals or guitar. Like Arturo will come up with a drum beat, and he'll be like, if you speak drummer,
Yeah.
and it's very we encourage it. Some of the best stuff comes from it.
That's awesome, yeah. I don't have, my phone doesn't have an easy voice memo app because I have an Android and I haven't downloaded one. But I think I would just totally get lost in the sauce and never go back and revisit those. It's enough to revisit the notes because I'll go back through my notes and I find stuff from 2 years ago that I totally forgot about and it's half written. I'm like, dang, that's good. But there's so much of it I forget about it.
You can write
completely,
part of a lyric and then put a note in there that says "see voice recording number
Yeah.
blah blah blah."
Yeah, if I had a
And then you'd be like,
cataloger's
"Ooh."
brain, then yes. Except for
Ain't
whatever
nobody
I've
got
got
time
going
for
on
that.
up here, which is far less.
Organized.
The connections are miles apart and with
Yeah.
lots of loop-de-loops in between them,
He's so sweet. He's a good boy.
Would y'all care to play another song?
Well,
Sure.
real quick, I had another quick question
What you got?
because
What
I
you
see
got?
your beautiful guitar over there.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask about
So,
this too.
yeah.
Yes. I know
super
there's
This
a
one's the
story.
Peggy Joe.
Tell us.
You got Peggy Joe right here.
Oh, I see.
It's in honor of Aubrey's grandma who just recently passed away. She had this big magnolia tree in the back. And each 4 of these right here in the front is representing the kids that she had, right? And
Those
then,
are magnolia flowers.
Yeah, and then you got 2 buds and then 2 flowers that are about to bloom. Those are representing the actual blood, grandchildren. So,
And you made that.
yes. So this used to be it was called, the brand is Echo, like a little beat up guitar that my sister got, and I stripped it down. I broke down an Epiphone SG for the pickup parts.
For the electronics.
Yeah.
Which they sound great, by the way. It sounds
Thank
really
you.
cool.
Thank you.
It's very full. It's got a huge low end, which is awesome.
Yeah,
It's his Frankenstein.
that's my Frankenstein. It took like about, I would say like from start of project to end of project, maybe like 3 months just to get all of it stripped down and be able to like wood burn it because I broke a pin. I went cheap with the ones that you twist in.
Oh, yeah.
It broke because it got too hot. And while I was like pressing it down, it just flew off. So
Just flying hot metal.
yeah. So if you're
In the middle of my living room.
if you're thinking about doing
Where
like
did it land?
pyrograph, definitely splurge on the $50 pyro pin that has the 2 inlets that have the fire arch.
Oh,
That
okay.
much better.
Nice. Yeah, I did some wood burning as a kid, and I do some soldering here and there when I have to. I don't love it, but but I did I liked wood burning a lot as a kid. We had just like an old. It's basically like a soldering iron,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Well, it's beautiful,
Thank you.
and it's a beautiful tribute. My grandmother's name is also Peggy, and she
No
also
way.
has a magnolia tree in the backyard.
No way.
True story.
I might have to find another
heart.
beat up guitar and make you one just like this.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'd love it.
That's awesome. Every grandma's a great grandma, but I think the bests are Peggy's. I'm a little biased though.
Peggy's are cool, man.
Mine's pretty cool. She plays golf.
Yeah.
And bowls.
And
She's
bowls.
very
Yeah,
active.
yeah.
But how old is she?
I'm not sure. I'm a
Oh.
terrible grandson.
Oh no. That's okay. I don't think she minds that you don't keep up with her age.
No. She's 33.
Yes.
Yes.
Still.
Forever 33.
Yeah.
Which
Which
one
did
you
you
want,
want?
baby?
I'm flipping through it.
I have a favorite.
What's your favorite?
The rain one.
Okay, Lonely Town.
I think there's been definitely one, if not, I think 2 occasions where you've sang that song and then it's like rained outside, either immediately or like later.
When we were at the open mic at the Good Vibes, which they host every Wednesday, that was one of the nights where I noticed it, where we sang it, and it was like a big. I mean, ever since I've been pregnant and being extra good and careful, I feel like my voice is just like growing, like it's like getting stronger, which I mean I'll take it, right?
Yeah.
But that night specifically, I felt like I was like, wow, like it was really just like boom, like powerful. And then I walked outside and it was raining, and I was like, oh, I
You did
brought the
that.
rain.
You did that.
Absolutely, I'd love to sing you Lonely Town. This town is so lonely. Satan laughed when he saved me from passed out on the sidewalk. I don't know where I am, but that's okay. Why does it rain when I need to shine? Why does it rain when I need to smile? Why mother leaves her child to die. Heretics watch angels fly. Hungry and cold are we. We are who you want us to be. So why does it rain when I need to shine? Why does it rain when I need to smile? Why does it rain? Why does it rain? Why does it rain? Why does it rain? Yeah, 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 yeah. Politics watch us die while they have their fish to fry, but we can't afford to die. That is why we'll stay right here alive. Why does it rain when I need to shine? Why does it rain when I need to smile? So why does it rain? Why does it rain? Yeah. Why does it rain? Why does it rain? Yeah, 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 Fun fact about that one. That's probably one of the ones that we have that's all Arturo.
Oh, he wrote
So
that.
that's
Yeah.
all Artie's.
That was a song that I wrote like maybe 2012, and it was all ready to go, but I had no band to put it on. You know.
Word. Well, you sing it so well. That's perfect.
Thank
Oh,
you.
man.
If we have, I love to sing the song, but times that I do step back and let him sing, man, he can sing it too. Like, he sings it very well too. But thank you. I'll take the compliment.
So, like, did y'all all, like, I know you got married and thought, oh, we should make a band. Did y'all come together around music, or I mean, has that always been a part
Funny
of y'all's
thing is,
relationship?
she
or?
didn't even bring it up. Like, okay, so I was trying to impress her, right? So
This is a
imagine
good
this
story.
dude. Like, the only form of transportation I had back then was like a big painter van, and it was a white painter van. So it was, first off, I look creepy just driving in.
Little girl, you want some candy? And then I willingly got in. That's like we
I
joke
picked her
about
up
it.
from Radio Shack, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, is that what you're driving?" And I'm like, "Oh man, just get in, come on."
Which I'm glad that I did. Hindsight was the best decision. I got a whole husband out of it.
So I whip out my guitar thinking I'm gonna be, impressing this lady, right? And she's like, "Oh man, I can play that too." And she starts doing like some bass riffs. I'm like, "Whoa, dude! Like, what the hell?"
My favorite.
And that was like maybe our third date. She never even mentioned she liked music or even sang.
Well, so I am a very privileged kid. I had the opportunity to take lessons, and they're still in business. They're called Sound Sounds, and it's a very much like a school of rock. Like, and a lot of kids come together, and you can. I mean, there's really all ages, but I
Shout
jumped
out to
in.
Mark.
Absolutely, Mark Solomon and Amy Curnow are the owners, and it came to me, and it's a part of my life that, I mean, it totally shaped me, and I was like, oh, this is what I want, and so I had been doing it for years. I've been doing it since I was 13. And it was actually Creep by Radiohead. Let me specify the story. And he's like playing it, and he's like being a hunk, like, singing to me. And I was like, oh, that's good. I like that. And I was like, do you know any Aretha Franklin by any chance? Because that's always my go-to. And he was like, no. And I was like, that's okay. I got you. Looking out on the morning rain. And he was just like, just completely.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. and I mean, and from there, ever since then, we were playing and singing together. But that's actually one of my favorite stories. It's like, he was like, let me woo you, girl. I was like, I got you.
I wasn't that good.
So, yeah.
That's really sweet,
Woo
though.
it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Which I did woo. I wooed good.
I think it was the authentic Mexican food that wooed you the most.
Our first date, yes. He took me to an authentic Mexican restaurant. And I mean,
Like, oh, this is the stuff.
he definitely laid it on pretty thick. He was like, order whatever you want. And I was like, listen, okay. These and this and this and this. I didn't hesitate. I had so many leftovers, and I took them home and didn't get to eat any of them because my mom was like, oh, nom, 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 and ate them. She leaned in, she goes, I like this guy. I was like, okay, thanks.
Yeah, you ate all the food.
No, but he's always been that kind of person where he's like, let me take you out. Let me, like,
I'll feed
spin,
ya.
girl. Like, very, what is that, romantic? Like, very suave. So,
It's
I know.
Nice.
Gentleman wise or je
I'm
ne
the
sais
lucky
quoi.
one. So.
It's better than me. I'm like, so are we paying for ourselves or?
No, hey, listen, we do that too now. We do that too now. So, in the courting stages, he was very, like, whatever you want, Now that we're married and we're a unit, it's maybe like McDonald's dollar menu.
Yeah.
Does that still exist? McDonald's dollar menu?
Now that we've been married,
I don't
that
think
long,
so.
I'm
It's
like,
just called the value menu now,
Right.
and I don't think they have.
no, that's not value at all.
Oh my goodness.
Taco Bell still has a dollar menu. That's,
Yes.
it's pretty good. It's got some decent
Cheesy
stuff
bean
on.
and rice.
Honestly, yeah, it's like their best stuff is on their value menu because everything else is all filled with crap. But their simple, regular foods are $1 and $2.
Yep. Good stuff.
Maybe that's part of their plan to like give you this upsell that makes you not want to have it, and then
Maybe.
you go straight to the dollar menu.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm appreciative of it. It makes me. I'm
It fills
able to
me
eat
up.
during the week.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, beans and rice. This is not that unhealthy. This is
Hey.
fine.
You can always make do with beans and rice.
Yeah.
And if you got a tortilla, you got it made.
That's right. It's like one of our go-to meals too. Well, I saw you pull out another beautiful guitar. That's a very cool guitar, by the way.
Yes.
It's an ovation or an applause. Or,
it
it's got the
probably
ovation
is.
headstock.
Yeah.
It's a very, very cool guitar. I've never seen one
You
before.
wouldn't believe me if I told you I got it for $30.
I mean, I believe you, but that's cool. That makes it even cooler.
Yeah.
I love finds like that because I've never seen one of those before. That's very cool. Well, why don't you play it for us? I think maybe we're kind of moving into the final portion of the show, but maybe
Sure.
y'all do a song, we'll do a song, y'all do one more
Sounds
song,
good.
something like that.
All right. So this one is our summer song for this year. We try to have like a summer jam. So wait.
Can y'all hear it?
I can hear
Out
it.
of tune.
It's a little like it's kind of it's got a bandpass sort of sound, so you can probably, that might be a little better.
How about mid-range?
Let's do it.
From the top.
Yeah.
All right, wait. Can y'all help us with the howls?
Oh, how? Like, okay. So in the
For
chorus,
example.
are you gonna howl for me?
No, I'm a.
Go down what you did, how it was earlier. That sounds kind of tinny. Taking your verbiage.
Split the difference.
That sounds good. That sounds better.
Yeah.
So the chorus goes, howling in the moonlight.
Okay.
And then, howling in the moonlight. And there you go. And that's really it. So, and it only comes in the chorus if you don't mind howling for me. I know there's some people that might know the song that can howl along too over there.
Maybe Poncho will howl along. He doesn't howl often, but
Oh.
Well, if you would
he
like
does
to
have a little
howl,
howl in him.
Howl along.
howl along if you'd like to howl.
A brave little howl in him. That's a wink. That's an Easter egg that no one's gonna get because we're playing a very cool show this Saturday that I gotta keep promoting called Snaketoberfest.
Yeah.
And one of the very cool bands that's playing. I'm pretty sure Brave Little Howl is playing. If not, they played last year.
We actually
Anyway.
saw your poster at Guitar Center.
Hey,
Yeah.
I put that up.
We went to go put we have a show coming up on Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
Sorry, but yeah, we went to go throw up posters too, and we walked in and we were like, yeah, we know this.
I put Snaketoberfest posters in 2 Guitar Center, in the LBJ one and the Dallas
75.
the 75.
That's
what we
were at.
And then also at Sam Ash and Josie Records, and I think that's all the ones I did.
The one up at Black Cat Records.
It's still there. We definitely saw it today. So
Awesome, cool. No one's torn it down.
if you're not doing anything, it's the 7th, right?
Yes, this coming Saturday.
It's got lots of good bands,
It's gonna be
including
amazing all
the
dang day.
Zazzes. I like to call
right
them
up
the
the road.
Zazzes.
Just up the road from here, or down the road from here, in fact. Yeah. But anyway,
We play at 4
Yeah.
o'clock.
y'all play your
Sorry.
song.
Ready?
Sorry to interrupt.
Ready?
Howling in the moonlight, howling in the moonlight, howling in the moonlight, howling in the moonlight. Kick back, let loose, tear it up. Got no plans, I like to mix it up. Feeling like it's taking over me. And tonight I'm gonna set it free. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Late night parties never stop, and you're one friend that she never drops. Got one life to live, we live it up. Nothing like watching the sun come up. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Memories made, ooh, we can't forget. Laughing till crying, it makes me weak. Feeling lucky, yeah, let's live it up. Having a good time and raise your cup. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Y'all sound great. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Kick back, let loose, tear it up. Got no plans and I like to mix it up. Feeling like it's taking over me. And tonight I'm gonna set it free. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight. Howling in the moonlight.
Yeah.
Y'all are so awesome. Thank you. I was telling him when we were running through it, I was like, "Are you gonna howl for me?" And he was like, "Howl." So y'all were beautiful. Thank you. And I saw he caught up. He was like feeling it.
Yeah, he felt like a little spark of
I can
energy
dig this
down
one,
there.
yeah.
It's
They
like-
sing in my language.
Most of my ancestors, kind of. I mean, they are, but came a long way, brother.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Your turn. Your turn. Your turn.
Okie dokie.
It's been a long time coming and a short time waiting. Spent my last $12 on a dream that's fading. Can't remember what it was, but man, I hope it pays. Well, we've been driving too far for too many days, losing our minds in too many ways. We got turned around somewhere back, but full steam ahead. And won't you sit by me for a minute or two? We can let our minds wander with nothing to do. And I'll sit right here as long as you'll have me. And I hope you'll have me. Well, days are fading fast and the nights won't end. I haven't slept sound since I don't know when. This self-medication really takes its toll on me. And the air tastes burn around this city. Never thought my outlook could be quite so shitty, but we just keep laughing it off. Won't you sit by me for a minute or two? We can let our minds wander, nothing to do. And I'll sit right here as long as you have me. And I hope you'll have me. There's supposed to be a bass solo here, so.
I'll air bass it for you.
So they won't know if I'm up or down. I try to sit real still and not make a sound. I want to hear the words the world is singing to me. But the noise of industry is taking hold. It drowns out the magic wherever we go. But their productivity won't get us today. No way! It won't sit by me for a minute or two. We can let our minds wander, nothing to do. And I'll sit right here as long as you'll have me. And I hope you'll have me. Ah! It won't sit by me for a minute or two. We can let our minds wander, nothing to do. And I'll sit right here as long as you'll have me. And I hope you'll have me.
Love it.
Oh, thanks y'all for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
no.
And big thanks to Six Springs Tavern. We do this every week, every Sunday. We're not going to be here next Sunday, I think,
Boo.
if I remember correctly. I don't know. I got a schedule from Brad that has all the football games and what time we start. And for next week, it says off. So we're off. So we're going camping next week, actually.
Do it. The weather's gonna be wonderful.
Wait,
know.
where? Because we're going to Tulsa.
I think we're going to Isle du Bois, which is just up the road.
was like,
It's
where
at
is that?
it's Lake Ray Roberts Lake, just north of Denton.
Okay.
It's really pretty park. They've got it it's pretty rocky. So yeah, we haven't been camping
Is
in a
there
while,
like
so we're
spots
gonna go.
where you can boulder?
No,
free climb?
no. But there's great mountain biking trails that are really challenging and good. No, but there's I think the closest park that has like legit rock climbing is Mineral Wells. They've got a really great state park, and they've got a 100-foot, or well 70-foot sections of cliff that have, and they've got they have the climbing infrastructure there already. They have like the anchors to tie into and everything.
Shit. Just gotta bring your own rope.
Yeah, or go with an expedition, or they've got like the local rock climbing gyms go there a lot. I know, but yeah, Aldebaza, it's nice, and we haven't been camping in a while, so that's what we're doing next week. But otherwise, we're here every Sunday, singing songs and talking shit, and doing the thing. And when we're not here on Sundays, also Six Springs Tavern has wonderful music all week, basically. I know on Tuesday nights there's a wonderful songwriters night. There's usually something happening on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then Friday and Saturdays they always have badass bands.
Which I hope if y'all have a Tuesday night for you, would love to see y'all here.
Yeah, the songwriter night here is very, very fun.
We'll have to put it in the schedule.
We're also not going to be here for that this week because we're going to see Bowling for Soup at the State Fair of Texas.
Yes, I love that. That's all of our childhood right there.
Yeah,
No,
so
it was my first
pretty
concert
excited.
ever. So
I think mine too. I think it was Sum 41 and Bowling for Soup, and I was way too small. I shouldn't have gone, but I begged my brother to let me go with him and his friend. I lost my shoes and everything.
Perfect. That's punk rock right there.
Absolutely.
It's a good show.
I don't remember who the opening band was. I know Bowling for Soup was headlining, and I lived in College Station at the time, and my dad took me and a friend up, and I think I was a young teenager, so I wasn't like too little, and I guess my dad has a story he loves to tell where I guess he was sitting with the other parents, apparently the parents of Jared Reddick and like some of them.
That's
and
cool.
They were like, sorry, my son curses so much. And my dad was like, oh, well, my daughter likes their
that's-
band.
He's on stage and I'm not. I don't care.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's probably what Jorge says, Arturo's dad.
Oh, yeah, shout out to
Shout out to the dads in the audience.
Shout out to the swag dads.
Shout out.
got some dads. And I wanted to shout out, I know y'all had some friends here. I think I saw our good friend Melinda Muse, who was on the episode. I don't know where she, maybe
I think she might
for a cigarette. And Rod's here. But I know you got some people here if you want to shout
we got
out.
a lot of
your
friends in the
people.
audience.
We are happy. We're lucky to have our friends come. Miss Krista,
So very
better known as
fortunate.
Itty, and David, and
Shouting
Rod,
out to our friends.
and
Hey,
Laura,
Rod.
and Jose.
Always
If y'all haven't had salsa until you have Laura's salsa, oh my gosh, I could
So
drink
get
it.
yourself on a list because Laura makes salsa and tamales.
And I was gonna say tamales. This coming around to tamale season.
Hell yeah.
Pancho.
Pancho.
And in this moment, just so that we don't forget, we do have a show on Friday the 13th, which is October Friday the 13th. And I don't know, I believe it's the only one or the last one of the year, Friday the 13th. Which, if you're a Dallasite, you know that's big tattoo. That means tattoos. So we're playing a venue.
Which camera? Where do I go?
There's
Can
just
you
the
see
one
me?
Center
camera
one right
today.
here.
Boom.
There it is.
Small,
Which,
but
if
It's
you would
small.
like a flyer, we do have plenty of them with us. But we have some wonderful music that we've booked for the evening, including a band coming all the way from Tulsa, Still Knocked. We've got Pinche Colero, and then we've also got Sunny Disposition.
Which
Which-
is
We
one
love
of the
Sunny.
co-hosts here for what is it? Wake and Bake?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They
Yeah.
stopped when the Cowboys started. I don't know if they're gonna pick it back up or not, but yeah, we love
Okay.
Sunny and Sunny Disposition. We saw them here a few days ago with Pearl Earl, and that was
Yeah.
a fantastic show. Oh my gosh.
And so they'll be our music for the evening. It is also a costume contest. So we definitely encourage coming dressed up because there is first place and second, third. We've got 3 places where we've got gifts. First place is a tattoo certificate to a reputable shop. $200 tattoo with a $50 tip included.
Nice.
So we took care of you. Come get a tattoo and in return dress up and participate.
Hell yeah.
So we're very excited. We've definitely been looking forward to this show.
Oh yeah.
And that's at the Ruins in Deep Ellum.
Cool. Well, if y'all want to do one more song to close us out,
Yeah.
I'd sure appreciate it. And thank you again so much for being here. Thank y'all for being here at Six Springs Tavern. If you tuned in on the live stream, thank you. Come in person. come check out
We
Six
love
Springs,
seeing y'all's
catch a
faces.
show.
So wonderful.
So this is officially our homage to the Zazzes. This is our like attempt at country.
Yeah,
Hold on,
it's the
'cause
closest that I can get to, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't print this one out.
Get my pen and notepad out and be like, all right, let's. No. It's going to be wonderful.
By the way, the last two were in open G tuning.
Cool.
If that means anything for you.
Oh my gosh! And of course,
Good for slide.
there it is.
Yeah.
I was like, my eyes can't see it. There it is. Okay,
And might I try and chime in? With
Of
that?
course.
Yeah.
I'd love
Let's
it.
see.
This one's called "Right Where You Are." Was born down on 75 on over where LBJ intertwines. Hold right till you pass the line. You're mine all through the night. It's right where you are. It's not very far. What ride you ride when the tide is high? It's right where you are, right where you are. Hold tight while I take a turn. Listen close to the lesson learned. Texas raised, but I'm city grown. I ain't country, don't mean I don't know. It's right where you are. It's not very far. What ride you ride when the tide is high? It's right where you are, right where you are. Can't find something to put on your mind. Follow me. Ooh, you wait and see. Heartbreak, always celebrate. When you need, ooh, it's never too late. It's right where you are. It's not very far. What ride you ride when the tide is high? It's right where you are.
Right where you are.
Shoot ya.
So back to that genre bending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very like dark horse kind of again.
I could
creepy,
hear a fiddle like when you do the
Yeah,
You know-
it's getting in there. I should have asked what key it was starting off. I kind of was winging it.
Don't ask
was
me
it?
for keys.
I was
'cause
gonna say-
I literally I put my finger on the fourth one, and then
It goes like this. So you
E
know,
minor blues.
I might call on you if you wanna experiment and play.
Yeah, I'd love to
If you
play
wanna
on that
come.
song more and figure out. Yeah, because there was some notes in there I was like, not quite, but getting like really close. So yeah.
I'd love to have you if you wanna come play with us.
yeah, dude.
It'd be fun.
Hold on.
It is officially
That was
8
not
o'clock.
that was not intentional.
All right. Well, I guess in closing,
Yeah.
so y'all's band is called Night Lotus.
Yes.
We
Yes.
talked about that a little bit. Where can people?
KNIGHT,
Yeah,
I gotta say.
yeah.
Thank you.
K-N-I-G.
With the K. I love that. Thank you.
So people can find y'all on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
And
YouTubes.
y'all be at Ruins. Do y'all have any music on like Spotify or anything?
We're working on that.
Right.
If you want to listen to us, we definitely have it on the YouTubes.
Okay.
But we're hoping by the end of the year that we can start releasing things on Spotify.
Cool.
At least, hopefully, more platforms. But
Right. Well, very cool. Thank y'all again so very much for being
Yes,
here with
sir.
us
Thank
and
you.
hanging out and sharing your songs and stories.
absolutely, thank you for
been-
having us.
Quite the pleasure. And y'all have a great night and enjoy your time here at Six Springs Tavern. And like I said, if you tuned in, why don't you give it a share? Help us reach a little bit larger audience. Follow us on our Facebook page, Hair of the Dog with Jacob and Alice. And
It's the easiest way to find out when.
And
we're
punch
live
up.
The
next.
next
yeah,
show.
and that's where we have all the shows archived as well and everything. So yeah, follow us on Facebook and yeah, that's it. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. And also Saturday, Snaketoberfest, October 7th,
Yes.
Intrinsic Brewing. Be there all dang day.
Or be square.
Even if you're square, come on out. Come on out. We don't judge.
4 o'clock. Our band. 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Okay, so come all day.
All
All
damn
right.
day.